had a mild illness compatible with this and may have issues with others in their close contact who may be incubating this disease. So for that reason, we're reaffirming again the importance of monitoring for symptoms, and for people who have been in Hubei from within 14 days, to make sure that they self-isolate and stay away from others. So what we're asking people to do is to stay away from work and to keep children home from school for the 14-day incubation period for those who have been in Hubei province or have had close contact, so living in a household with somebody from Hubei province. We're also asking them to contact us in public health, and you can do that by calling your local public health office or by calling 811, and we'll connect you with your local public health office so we can support you and how to do that and how to monitor for symptoms, the types of things that you might have questions about how to do this effectively. We've also notified our partners, for example, in education, about these measures and the importance of these measures. For anybody who's come from other areas of China, we continue to tell them how important it is to monitor carefully for symptoms, and if you have any symptoms, even of mild illness like a cold symptoms, to please connect with us, and then we can work with you to determine whether assessment and testing is needed and how to do that safely and appropriately in our province. So that's the really important change that we've made now. I think it bears repeating that this is a really important measure for us to connect with people in the community, to provide them the support and the advice we need. This virus, as we're seeing, doesn't respect the political borders that we've put in place. It doesn't respect it moves around the world, transmitted through the air. So we need to all be cognizant of the fact that we're vulnerable together.
This is Brother Peter Diamond, VaticanCatholic.com. I wanted to talk about the upside-down cross symbol, the, quote, beatification of John Paul II, and perhaps a few other issues. People know that in the year 2000, when he was in Israel, John Paul II sat with a large upside-down cross over his head. And when we exposed this, we were actually attacked not only by defenders of anti-Pope John Paul II and members of the Vatican II Church, but even by some sedevacantists. They said that John Paul II's decision to sit in a chair with a huge upside-down cross over his head didn't indicate anything nefarious or occultic at all, because St. Peter, according to tradition, was crucified upside down in Rome. This is a ridiculous argument, as we've pointed out in the past, because the upside-down cross is clearly one of the most recognizable symbols in Satanism. It's used by satanic heavy metal groups, mass murderers, occultists of various stripes, and there was no commemoration of St. Peter whatsoever when John Paul II sat in the chair with the upside-down cross over his head. The Catholic Church does not use the upside-down cross, and the only exception would be perhaps an altar or a shrine that is specifically and clearly dedicated to St. Peter. When John Paul II did it, it was not the feast day of St. Peter. It was not any one of his feast days, and there was no indication that he was commemorating St. Peter at all. But it's another example of an action that is evil and symbolic, but there's just enough of a touch of ambiguity so that the wicked defenders of the counter-church can try to excuse it or explain it away. Those who did defend his use of the upside-down cross, whether they were members of the Vatican II Church or sedevacantists, are defenders of the workers of iniquity and demonstrate bad will. And on this point, I recently came across an interesting quote, and it deals with the period between the Second Crusade.
My dear fans all over the world, may I wish you all a very happy Valentine's Day.